Okay, so Dom and I are discussing our whole opinion on the NFC Championship game. We all know who ruined it, which obviously was the refs, and that's what this topic is going to be about. Is we all know over 100 million people saw the blown call. Obvious. There was another blown call for helmet to helmet on Dan Arnold. There was another one on Josh Hill. But explain to me why the NFL is so about safety and we're going to protect the quarterback and all of these different criteria they're supposed to meet, it seems like in a game. But yet, when Drew Brees gets hit on the overtime interception, it doesn't matter. Dante Fowler, don't get me wrong, you're a good player. You're not the best player by any means, especially at your position. But with that hit that you had on Drew, hands to the face, to the quarterback, roughing the passer, unnecessary roughness, could have been 1,000 things. That's another missed call that they could have made up for the PI, but didn't. I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist when it comes to the NFL or refs or college football or any sport in general, honestly. But you can't tell me that these two games from Sunday weren't conspiracy theories. Like, overall, there was an agenda by the NFL. And that agenda, I truly feel, was you have the prodigal son, Tom Brady, that can go to his record 9th Super Bowl. Okay, so what? He was not good at all this year. His team wasn't good at all. When you play in that division, were you surprised that they have the winning percentage that they do every single year? More than half of your games are gimme games. So, are we all surprised that they made it back to the conference championship? I'm not. Another one. Yes, Tom Brady, you're good. And in some games, you're great. I will never call you the greatest of all time. Well, statistically, yeah, Drew Brees is technically the greatest of all time. Don't get me wrong, Aaron Rodgers' abilities on the field is outstanding. But when Aaron Rodgers doesn't produce, it's usually because his defense can't produce, and that reflects him. Drew Brees, he produces even when his defense can't. Tom Brady produces even when his defense can't. So, the whole quarterback issue, we'll discuss that another day. I know everybody's going to have their input on that, and I'm fine with that. Everybody has an input. And not everybody's opinion is correct, but guess what? It's an opinion for a reason. But back to the whole NFC Championship game. You're telling me that the Kansas City Chiefs and the New Orleans Saints, who were the two best respected teams in their conference, did not make the Super Bowl. I don't understand why. Patrick Mahomes, the man over in Kansas City, the MVP, no doubt about it, the Offensive Player of the Year, whatever you want to call him, he should have made the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong, his defense didn't produce how they should have, but there was, prime example, refs missed a call. The refs missed that roughing the passer call on Tom Brady, which was the biggest joke I've ever seen. When you touch somebody right here, they don't flinch, they don't move, and you're telling me that's a roughing the passer call. Whatever. Ended up leading to the Patriots scoring, overtime, and we all know what happened. So, to the Saints game, you have two guys, two referees that are standing right there, and you're telling me that neither one of them found that to be personal interference. Hitting the defensive receiver, helmet-to-helmet contact, unnecessary roughness, any of that. I find that bullshit. I truly do. And excuse my language, but it is. I feel that in this Super Bowl, mainly, there were many hidden agendas. And this is when I go back to the conspiracy theories. So, the two best teams in the conference, each of their conferences, don't make it. And I wonder why. Because they're both low-income financial teams. Kansas City Chiefs haven't been to a Super Bowl in 40-plus years. New Orleans Saints, no one honestly gives a damn about us, it seems, down here. No one ever has. Even when we were going to the Super Bowl, when we were 13-3, when we were 13-0, no one gave a damn. We always had the underdog effect. It's never bothered me, but past that. So of course, the two teams that go to the Super Bowl are now the prodigal son, New England Patriots, breaking every record, make sure he's the best of all time. Great, whatever. But here's another one, St. Louis Rams. Am I surprised that they made it? Yeah, I think we all are. Don't get me wrong, they have a great offense, and their defense is slowly getting better. They're figuring out their nicks. I mean, when you spend $200 million on defense, I would hope you'd be able to play defense. But look at the Giants. That's not always true. So, the St. Louis Rams, what is their fan base truly? It's in LA, so of course it's a celebrity-based franchise. New England is a celebrity-based franchise. Look at the locations. You have LA, which is the highest profit market city in almost the entire world. And then you had New England Patriots, which is up in the New York area. I know it's not New York. I don't want people saying, oh, it's not New York. I know it's not New York. I'm saying the area. It's in Boston. So, of course, you have a whole bunch of influx in financial money, and same with LA. So am I surprised that you have two of the largest market economies playing the Super Bowl? Hell no. And we all know the Falcons did not want the Saints to play in the Super Bowl. For sure, so they didn't want the Patriots. But in the end, what's going to bring the most money? Patriots. Even though we are closer and we travel a lot better, we're almost a liability in a way if you think about it, Saints fan. And let's look at it. Do we all know still what a catch is? If someone knows what a catch is, by rule, in the rule book, tell me. Because it's one of the most inconsistent calls still to this day. But I am a strong believer in the NFL has lost all credibility. When you have sports announcers, sports analysts, sports broadcasters, or just people in general that know the game, saying that it's a missed call, that should tell you something. It's a missed call. But you're more worried about a laser pointer that was shot at a quarterback that didn't have any outcome to the rest of the game, instead of taking accountability for the wrongdoing that your referees had. That sounds just like Roger Goodell. Because he doesn't want to give us any answers. After the whole Bounty Gate situation, you can tell he does not want anything to do with the city. He knows he's the most hated man in all of sports entertainment. It's true. But I personally will not be watching the Super Bowl. I will happily attend the Saints parade that they're planning. Fine with it. But I'm sorry, NFL, but you have lost all credibility for all these blown calls throughout the entire year, from roughing the passers like for Clay Matthews. Really? Against the Vikings when he barely touched your boy Kirk Cousins? Are you kidding me? And then you have this. No. I don't have the time for it. I know a lot of Saints fans don't have the time. I know a lot of Kansas City Chiefs, especially Green Bay Packers, to be honest. If I was y'all, I wouldn't have the time for it either. But the season's over. Honestly, no one's going to watch this game. It is already being predicted as the least viewed Super Bowl in NFL history. No one cares about the halftime show. Let's be realistic. That's not why we're talking about this. Everybody's talking about the blown calls in the playoffs. Calls should be reviewed. Simple as that. Especially in playoffs. It's something that the NFL should look into very much this offseason, because if that rule doesn't change, then I'm not watching. That's my take.